Hey guys, I'm Isaac with the Millennial Maker, and today I'm going to show you how to make this modern yet simple floating shelf. Stay tuned to figure out how we made it. So I purchased this 1x8 board from my local lumber yard, and I started out by measuring how wide I wanted the shelf to be. I estimated that about 18 inches wide and roughly 8 inches high would give me the look I was going for. After marking my dimensions, it was time to go to the miter saw and make my rough cuts. I cut 2 pieces of wood a little over 18 inches for the top and bottom, then I cut the last 2 pieces a little over 8 inches for the left and right sides. After making the rough cuts, I did a test fit. I forgot to take into account the thickness of the board, and I also ended up putting the side boards on the right and left side rather than in between the top and bottom pieces. So it's back to the miter saw to cut the 1.5 inches off that I forgot to do the first time. While I was here, I went ahead and cut all of the boards to the final length. With all of the boards cut to the final length, I did one last test fit to ensure the pieces would fit properly. Once I was satisfied with the fit, it was time to glue it all up. I started with applying glue to the ends of the horizontal boards. From there I connected the side boards to it and then used some 18 gauge brad nails to hold it all in place until the glue dried. After connecting the pieces, I used a damp cloth to clean the excess glue that squeezed out. Now that the glue had dried, it was time for everyone's favorite part, sanding. I started with 80 grit sandpaper since majority of the pieces were already smooth, and I mainly focused on sanding the joints where the glue had dried, but I also sanded the faces and the leading edge of the shelf. After sanding with the 80 grit sandpaper, I used 120 grit for the final sanding. Lastly, I had to sand the inside areas of the box that the palm router couldn't reach. Now that the sanding was complete, it was time to give the shelf a finish. I wanted to keep the natural wood grain look as well as the bright color of the wood, so I went with the finish that is my go-to, and that is the Minwax Paste Wax. I wiped on an even coat of the paste wax on the entire shelf, making sure that I got every nook and cranny. I waited roughly 10 to 15 minutes, then wiped the remaining wax off. I then used a clean cloth to polish the surface so I had a light gloss on it. To hang this frame, I went to the local hardware store and found some brackets that had a recessed slot for the nail head. These brackets were super simple to install. I simply measured 1 inch down from the top of the shelf, marked the center of the board. I then pre-drilled and put 2 screws in the bracket to connect them to the shelf. With the bracket screwed in, this project was complete. And there we are, the completed shelf. This project was very fun and very simple to do, and it came out looking great. Thank you guys for watching our video. Please subscribe and follow us on social media to see more Millennial Maker content. Thank you.